What the rich know that you don't. How the rich think differently from the middle class and poor when it comes to time, money, investing, and wealth accumulation. The Secrets of Getting Rich. Written by Omar Johnson. Narrated by Eric Peabody. Introduction. Most of us are familiar with the distinct social and economic classes we are grouped in terms of wealth and income. There are the rich, the middle class, and the poor. Of course, these distinctions can be broken down even further to that of the super rich and wealthy, the rich, the upper middle class, the lower middle class, and the poor. But no matter how we break it down, the truth still remains that there is an ever-widening gap between the rich and everyone else. The fact is that the rich are getting richer, and the middle class and the poor are getting poorer. According to the statistics, almost half the world's wealth is owned by just 1% of the population. In the United States, the incomes of the top 1% are growing at an extremely faster rate compared to the slow rate growth or even stagnation of incomes of the bottom 99%. Historically, this has been the trend for quite some time now. If you are part of the so-called middle class or the poor, you can look at these statistics and easily get dejected and take on the negative and depressing attitude that the rich are just greedy and life is not fair. However, if you unwisely adopt these particular attitudes and position, you are only doing yourself a disservice and it will not change your present financial situation. If your goal is to change your present financial situation and generate and accumulate wealth like the rich do, then it behooves you to learn the way they think and act in terms of wealth accumulation and study their wealth-building habits and activities so that you can apply them to yourself to change your current financial situation. That is a more beneficial and inspiring approach and attitude to have, don't you think? Having said that, it is the goal of this book to show you exactly how radically different the rich think and act from the middle class and the poor in terms of money, time, investing, and financial literacy, which basically are the essential components to generating and accumulating wealth. This book will be quite different from the ones that you are used to reading from the so-called financial gurus who preach that in order to gain wealth you have to do the following: live a Spartan-like existence, cut up all of your credit cards, get rid of your premium cable channels and Netflix, stop drinking $10 coffee at Starbucks, get a great paying job, live below your means. Doing these things will not make you rich, but in most cases will only cause you frustration and misery. The danger of thinking this particular way is that you adopt a scarcity mentality which limits your financial potential and puts you in a psychological prison. You will always believe that there's a short supply of money out there rather than an abundance of it. Therefore, your planning and actions will only consist of defense. When you solely take on a defense...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?